in the middle of the night, in the black of water, the darkest sky, you're a very small piece in this world. You're like a little tiny dot of a cork floating in the water. I'm living proof that you can get rescued. Things can turn in your favor very, very quickly. For the last 12 years, I've been launching out of this beach, paddling up and down these waters, catching fluke, porgy, striped bass, bluefish. We spent the day, for the most part out there, bottom fishing, paddling around with the other boats. And as the day was progressing, I was moving, further out, looking slightly deeper waters. About 5:30, was decided to return back. I talked to my roommate on the phone to let him know I was coming back, but I knew the wind had been picking up. A storm was coming in for the next day. The water was coming over the top of my sit-on-top kayak. No big deal, except what we discovered is my center console hatch leaks. So my plan was just to bring it to Comset Beach, which is right north of here, drain the kayak, and then I just follow the shoreline back to here. Unfortunately, about 100 yards from Comset Beach, at that point the kayak had taken in so much water, it was so unstable, it just tipped me over. So I tried to just leash the kayak to me and figured I could swim that last 100 yards to the shore, not a big deal. With that tide running the way it was, it kept pulling me away from the shore. I could not get back to it. I went to my dry box to open up and call on my cell phone. The sun is now going down. It was dark. And when I opened up, realized that my dry box wasn't dry. Water had gotten into it and shorted out the phone. That began my journey of 17 hours. The tide took me over to the Connecticut shoreline. At some point in time, the lights on the kayak shorted out, so it wasn't helping me anymore. So I had to let go of the kayak, just focus on just keeping myself afloat. And through the night, just continued trying to swim to the Connecticut beaches. But again, the way the tide's running just continued pulling into the middle of the sound. Through the night, it ended up bringing me back onto the Long Island side to Smithtown Bay. I knew there was a clock ticking. And so your thoughts do start running into hypothermia. Is this how I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be found on some beach someplace? I was fortunate enough though to be able to regain my focus, shake these thoughts out. So long as I'm healthy, so long as I'm safe, as long as my PFDs keep me above water, I'll cross those bridges when they occur. Right now, it's how do I get myself out of the water? And then that lighthouse appeared to me, and that changed everything. And put my head down, started swimming, and an hour and a half later, at 11:34 in the morning, with this watch, I put my hand on a rung of the ladder, and at that moment, I knew it was over. I think it would be easy to just throw your hands up and give up. The world's against me. But just by not giving up, what's the next thing I need to do? And a good part of the answer to that was stay afloat. Someone once asked me, did your family, wanted to see your family, did that cross your mind? Did that give you the will to live? I said, I wanted to live, for me, not to be selfish, but I wanted to live, and I knew that I needed to stay focused to keep my vision was getting out of the water. And as long as I kept thinking I need to just get out of the water, time does move and things do change.